Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Well, it's March 2nd, the day after Super Tuesday. We'll get to that later. Big presidential race going on here in the USSA, the presidential reality show. And what a show it is. Step right up, step right up. We got freaks behind the curtain. You're going to see them soon. But first, we've got to take a look over there in Asia. What a night. Whoop, everything up. Let's see. Nikkei up over 4%. Shanghai up over 4%. Hang Seng up over 3%. On the good news, Moody's lowers outlook on China's credit rating to negative from stable. Now that's a good reason for the markets to go up, as well as all those lousy numbers that we keep reading about. You know, the Chinese factory activity hits lowest level since end of crisis. That's a good reason for the markets to go up because more stimulus coming your way. Activity in China's factory and services sector fell last month to the lowest level since the aftermath of the global financial crisis. The latest signal of a worsening economic slowdown that prompted the central bank to inject cash into the banking system on Monday to keep the Ponzi scheme alive and keep all those investors or gamblers gambling in China, in Europe, in Japan. Oh, Japan. What do we have here in Japan? Japan in first negative yield bond sale as Abe's growth push falters. Abe's growth push falters. These people screw up things, whether it's starting war or destroying economies, and they just keep rolling out the red carpet for them. Everybody salutes, and all the morons keep voting for them. You can never do this in your job. You ain't no politician, nor a policy maker. No, you're just a pawn, a slave in Slavelandia. Make sure you perform at your highest level, and at the highest level, we'll fail at the grandest level, and we'll have another year in the palace, or maybe more. Here we go, folks. The sale, these bonds, is the latest signal of a worldwide collapse in borrowing costs, which has upended assumptions about the workings of the financial market. As policymakers, they said, policymaker, send your kid to school to get a degree in policy making. They would be perfect, man. They could go into debt and then they'll get a real job that'll pay them off big time. Yeah, why not? Policy making 101. Learn how to suck up. Learn how to bow down. Learn how to become a member of the club. Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, banks, and bombs. Become a policy maker. Earn your way to failure. Make millions. Steal billions. And they'll love you for it. I think I'm going to start a course, policy making. Anyway, the auction of 2.2 trillion yen, 19.4 billion in 10-year paper at an average yield of 0.02% means investors have paid a fee to lend money for a decade to the government of Japan, the most indebted G7 nation. Yep, negative yield bonds. You can't make this stuff up. But of course, you can if you're a policymaker. We're a policy wanker. What else do we have here? Oh, yes. Stocks closed slightly higher in the U.S. Hey, by the way, gold moved up nicely again. And oil was down, oil was up, oil was down. And here we go. U.S. stocks closed mildly higher Wednesday after their best start of the month in just over 3 years. Oil and data remained in focus ahead of Friday's job reports. So, here we are, Wednesday, Friday to job reports. That's going to change everything. So, the stability in oil was supported by momentum and hopes of curbing oversupply. So, oil was down. Beep, 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 beep. Again, all they're doing with this, it's curbing oversupply, has nothing to do about demand increasing. All it has to do is, can we manipulate the markets enough to drive the prices back up? So, Reuters reported in late morning trade that Venezuela's oil minister said more than 15 countries will attend an upcoming oil meeting to discuss an output freeze. Earlier, the major averages touched session lows as U.S. crude oil futures briefly fell 2%. Again, there we go again. 2%, 5%, all fluctuations based on nothing. And speaking of nothing, Malaysian leader received $1 billion. I love this story. Deposits into personal accounts of Malaysia's prime minister totaled more than $1 billion. The Wall Street, this is amazing. Where did he get? He got the money from, they called it a legal donation from a member of Saudi Arabia's royal family. I didn't do anything wrong. No, he liked me. That's why he gave me $1 billion. Don't forget to vote. It's every country. Abe, Malaysia, name the country, name your crooks, name your criminals. Don't forget to support them. Because last night it was in the USSA a premier Super Tuesday. That's right. You know my campaign slogan for 2016? Trump or Clinton? Hitler or Hitlery? So, both of them won about 7 states. That's right. Here is Hillary's victory speech. Oh boy, she was pumping it out, and them crowds out there were cheering her on. America is strong when we're all strong. You know, we've got work to do. They talk to you like this, and the people cheer. That work is not to make America great again. America never stopped being great. We have to make America whole. We have to fill in what's been hollowed out with empty talk. It's not like the Republicans and the Democrats haven't destroyed it, and her husband, a prime destroyer of America, with NAFTA. Hey, you liberals, you like them GMOs? No, I bet you like them bovine growth hormones better. Yeah, you love those advertisements on TV where they sell you them drugs and they tell you how good it is for you, with the rest of the ad being 3/4 telling you how it's going to kill you in 17 different ways. Bill Clinton. Deregulation of the communications industry. 6 companies own 90%. Bill Clinton. Hollowed out? Hollowed out, man. And the crowds cheer. I'll fight for you. Oh, I forgot the deregulation of the Glass-Steagall Act. Oh, the wars, yeah. Iraq and Serbia. Yeah, blood on their hands. Yep, anyway. So here's what we wrote in the Trend Alert yesterday, before Super Tuesday. Taking an aim at the Trump slogan, Make America Great Again, in her victory speech in South Carolina Saturday, Clinton magically echoed donor Buffett's bullet points. Despite what you hear, we don't need to make America great again, she said. America has never stopped being great. Again, America never stopped being great. We have to make America whole. The work is not to make America great again. America never stopped being great. All right, that was last night. They repeat the same lies, and the crowd loves them. She goes on to say about jobs and more good jobs. You elect her more good jobs, jobs that pay enough for a family to live on. Even put a little away for retirement. Even put a little away for retirement. As these people, what did she make? Like her and her husband in the last 4 years, $150 million shooting off their mouth for BSing to get a lot of money paid back for all the laws that they deregulated so the Wall Street gang could become bigger. And if you elect me, you'll even have a little to put away for retirement. And she goes on, here we go. She goes on to say about, yesterday I was at the Old South Meeting House in Boston where nearly 2.5 centuries ago American patriots organized the original Tea Party. I had to wonder what they would make of corporations that seem to have absolutely no loyalty to the country that gave them so much. What would they say about student loan companies that overcharge young people? And corporations that shift their headquarters overseas. This is all her husband's doing. You go back, it was the Clinton administration, then pushed finally through by when Biden was the senator of that loophole state, Delaware, so you couldn't get out of your student loans. The jobs are gone because her husband sent them over with NAFTA. But the crowd cheers. And she goes on to say about Flint, Michigan. Let me leave you with a story that's inspired so many of us. I'm sure you've been inspired by this. By now, we all know what happened in Flint, Michigan, don't we? Our city's children were poisoned by toxic water because the governor wanted to save a little money. That's another story in Flint. There's another story in Flint. It's a story about a community that's been knocked down but refused to be knocked out. It's hundreds of union plumbers coming from across the country to help install new water fixtures. It's students raising funds for water deliveries and showing up to distribute supplies. It's the United Auto Workers and General Motors donating millions of dollars to help. And she goes on, when I visited Flint a few weeks ago, I went to the House of Prayer Missionary Baptist Church and did my act. How about Obama giving nothing to Flint? How about the government screwing them? No, we won't talk about that. We'll make up a nice phony story. Yep. We know there are many other Flints out there, communities that are hurting and need help. We've come too far in this country to let us turn back. We're going to build on the progress that we've made. What progress have you made? Zero. A total failure as a Secretary of State. Libyan war. Assad has to go. You voted for Iraq. You've been supporting every military dictator that America likes to do business with. We're going to build on the progress that we've made. We saved the auto industry thanks to President Obama. Now we've got to create new jobs and industries of the future. I could go on, but I just want to end, because this is equal opportunity, to talk about Trump and his speech. He goes on to say, we're going to create jobs like you've never seen. Of course, he gives no plans to do that. He goes, when you're looking at the incompetence of the administrations, of the Iran deal, where we gave $150 billion, we got absolutely nothing. We didn't give anything, Donald, the liar, Trump. I saw thousands of Muslims cheering when the World Trade Center came down. Hey, Gcelente, could you show me a photo? What, did they erase all the video? It never happened. Oh, he said he saw him in Jersey, just to make it clear. I saw him in Jersey. We didn't take it. We gave Iran back the money we stole from them under the name of sanctions. It was their dough, Donald, the deal maker. You're a real estate guy. Take it easy with your attitude. And here we go, folks. When you look at all the problems our country has, and you look at our military, which is really being depleted rapidly, depleted. He always repeats everything because he's either got a mental disorder, it's either a con game, or he's just too stupid because it's amazing, depleted brain. Anyway, you know, this cat drinks Diet Cokes out of plastic cups, so hey. We're going to make our military bigger and better and stronger than ever before. Oh, here we go. And nobody is going to mess with us. Nobody is going to mess with us. We have the biggest military in the world. No one even comes close to us. Nobody's going to mess with us. Hey, how about messing up your hair? Mess with us. Look at this clown show. Look at this freak show. It's the presidential reality show. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News.